Hello again, guys. Happy Sunday again. So for video number 2 today, if you guys have not checked out my upload schedule, please do that so you guys will be informed on exactly when I'm putting out content, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this video. So I wanted to start doing a monthly report card video, so bear with me, you guys, because this is the first month that I've probably, I think, ever done one. But I really enjoy watching those videos, and I think a lot of people find it helpful. So I wanted to just touch base in a few different areas. These are my main categories. I think there are a couple of them as far as like breaking down our bills and things like that that I don't have in this video. But I definitely want to go over what I do have with you guys. So overall for the month, we pretty much stayed on track, which is very surprising to me because we have been in transition of moving and I expected it to be obviously different from our norm. So I expected it to be a little bit more expensive, but we actually stayed pretty on track as far as you know what I was thinking, even with like the slightly elevated amount. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some of our categories for you guys. So the first category is, and I hope you guys can see this with my terrible handwriting on my chalkboard, but the first category is eating out. So we spent $603.85 eating out. Now I know that seems like, even me saying it seems like a lot. However, we did not buy groceries this month. I did buy a few groceries here and there, which I do have that total. But as far as like a monthly groceries and planning for that sort of thing, we did not. The reason I did that is because, if you guys know, my husband was in a couple of different places. I was in a whole different city, and so there were just so many moving parts and so many things going on, and I knew, you know, that it just didn't make sense for us to buy groceries that month. So we just ate out. And this also includes $133 as well. We actually took my parents and my husband's parents out to dinner just to tell them thank you for everything that they have done for us and just let them know how much we do appreciate that. So that is $133 included in that. And normally we spend about, I've been trying to cut it down, but prior we had spent about $500 a month in groceries. So it's actually not that bad. I mean, if you think about it, because our eating out, I guess expense category is about $60 a month. And then groceries I had $500. So that's about $560. So we're about $43.85 over. For as many moving parts as we had, I'm pretty okay with that. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that, you know, my husband may have had like a business lunch or, you know, stuff like that. So that did inflate the cost as well as taking our in-laws to dinner, or yeah. So anyways, that is eating out. And our home expenses. Now this is a category that that we had been planning for. This is, well, I guess it's not really a category, but when we moved into this home, we knew that there were several things that we would have to buy. We did not have a lawnmower. We did not have, we needed some treatment and stuff for the yard. We were going to get some mulch. And like paver stones, we were just trying to work on our yard because it definitely was a little bit of an issue. We've got some water issues going on and some landscaping issues, and so we knew off the bat that we would definitely have to come out of pocket for those expenses. But of course we paid cash for those, and we did. I didn't know exactly how much they'd be because we've never bought a lawnmower before. We've never tried to do our own landscaping, that sort of thing. So wasn't really sure how much it was going to be, but I did have about $1,000 set aside. So we actually came in under, and that is including buying the lawnmower. I think the lawnmower was about $260, and most of that was spent at Lowe's. We've got car tags. I budgeted $300 for car tax each year. Now, I did that based on what it had been consistently where we lived, and hadn't gone over that. We really had about an $80 surplus, making it $300 a month. So when we moved here, our car tax were due in February, so we decided to just wait until we got here and go ahead and update them when we did get here. So we learned quickly that the taxes here are quite a bit more expensive than what we're used to. And so what would have been about a $230, $250 expense actually ended up being $524.49. So that we did not expect. I did not expect for it to be this, to be that much. But luckily, I told you guys I had about $1,000 set aside for this, so I just pulled over some money to take care of that so we could still continue the cash flow. It's not something I would normally do, but it's such a weird month. It's such an unnormal month, buying a house and moving and all of that. It's just one of those things that we had to do. So gas for the month, I usually budget about $240, $250. And I knew it was going to be higher this month because I had traveled back and forth quite a few times where my husband was. He did the same here. And then we also traveled a few times. I had to travel for my interviews. I had 2 different interviews that I had to travel for. And that's about a 7-hour round trip for each time that I went. And then we traveled a couple of times to our home currently for closing and things like that. So $308.32 is what we spent, which I'm actually thrilled about. The fact that we only went over, and this is just based on our normal. This is based on what we normally use to get to and from work, that sort of thing. So to be about $58.32 over in that category, going back and forth as much as we did, and we had quite a few unexpected trips. Especially I wasn't expecting the second interview that I went to, but that is what it was. And then, I didn't write down our bills. I'm sorry guys, let's see. I think I've got it here. Our bills were, okay, $2,510.12, which is actually about, let's see, what is it? About $600 under what it normally would be. A lot of that was I paid up from our old place, and in transition we kind of have a little bit of a leeway time. So that's why we're under about $600 in that category. And then food, as I mentioned before, I did pick up a few things here and there. I didn't buy monthly groceries, but we spent $98.18. And, I wrote it down here, the monthly total, $25.10.12. So overall, we actually did pretty good for the month. We stayed under budget in the home expenses category. Of course, we went over in eating out. We went over in car tags. Gas, we did go slightly over. Monthly, we came under. And then our food budget, we did come under on that. So for so many different moving parts that we had, I think we did pretty good. And just trying to get everything mapped down. I know that next month will be a lot more smooth. We'll kind of know or kind of have an idea of, what our normal bills are going to be and that sort of thing. And so I think it's going to be a lot more cohesive next month. And then I definitely want to show you guys and involve you in exactly where we're going for the future. So you guys know we did purchase a home, and I kind of want to go over that. I'm not really sure about the home tour, that sort of thing. I'm not really sure how I feel about that just yet, but I definitely want to include you guys on where we're going after this and what's next for us and our continuance of our debt-free journey, and kind of where we are and kind of how we're feeling about it. I'm not going to say home ownership, I guess home buyership is what I would say. Just to give you kind of some feedback on that and give you some tips. So I hope you found this helpful, and you guys, a budget is the best thing that you can do for yourself, and actually stick to it. Now, I know we've got some moving parts, but you know, anytime you have a life change, anytime you have a new event, that sort of thing, it's going to take a few months to get everything mapped down and kind of figure out where you are. I don't think it's going to take us a few months necessarily this time because we've been doing it for so long, but just to kind of see our regular bills. So just give it some time and be patient, and you guys are going to do awesome, awesome. I know you are. So thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.